Hey guys, my name is Ashley and welcome back to my channel, Worth the Read, where we talk about books that are worth your time reading. Today is a very special day. It is March 21st and it's my birthday! Yes, it's my birthday. I wanted to shoot a video today, that's why I'm a little extra beat, extra nice today for you guys. It's my birthday and unfortunately all my birthday plans have been canceled due to the coronavirus. First, I was planning to go into Paris. I bought a plane ticket and everything. And then the whole situation with losing my job and getting a new job, I decided it may not be smart to take 2 weeks off of a job that you just started. So I swapped out and I was going to Cancun for 4 days. And then the coronavirus hit. So I had to cancel those plans. Then I decided, well, you want to spend your birthday on the beach, just go to Atlantic City. I literally, guys, was about to book my hotel room in Atlantic City, and then they shut down all the casinos. So I was just like, God is telling you to have a seat. Just sit down and stay still. So I thought, okay, it's my 35th birthday. I want to do something big. Now, guys, I don't normally celebrate my birthday. I'm not a birthday person. So I decided on my 30th birthday that every 5 years I'll actually care about my birthday. I'm the kind of person that's like, okay, it's my birthday, it's another day. So my 30th birthday, I had this huge party and it went crazy. It was a horrible birthday party. It was just so much going on behind the scenes that people didn't know about. I really was not happy with it. So my 35th, I was just like, I'm gonna do it big. And then we get hit with the coronavirus. So again, the years that I decide to care about my birthday and celebrate myself, something always seems to go wrong. So next year, we're going to try again with the trip, and I'll probably be somewhere in Europe next year for my birthday. Hope everybody out there who's listening is safe, and please just chill out. Like, let's relax so we don't have to make this a whole thing. I've been working from home for the last 2 weeks already. They sent us home before everything started shutting down because I work in the healthcare industry and they kind of knew that it was going in that direction. So they were a step ahead of sending us home to work from home, which is a blessing to have a job that I'm able to work from home. I don't know what's going on with the teachers and the people who work in school systems. I pray for them because that's where I was for 11 years. So I don't know how it's going to go. They're probably going to have to use their vacation time and sick time and then file for unemployment, I guess. I don't know. But we're not talking about that. I don't want to talk about this virus. I want to talk about books and the fact that I am been able to spend more time reading because I'm working from home, less time traveling. And today's video is about my 2 autobiographies. I've read book review. I try to read at least 2 autobiographies a year. So let's get right into it. The first book that I'm going to talk about is God Must Have Forgot About Me by Jason Lee. Now, this was in my, I think, February or January book haul or whatever. I purchased this book off of Amazon. Jason Lee is a entertainment vlogger turned reality show star. He was on Love and Hip Hop. Turned radio personality who happens to have a syndicated radio show called Hollywood Unlocked. And I don't listen to the radio show, but I watch the interviews on YouTube. And I followed his career since before he was on Love and Hip Hop, when he was an entertainment blogger. I wanted to read his book because I knew about his past. He was in the foster care system from a young age. I think that like 7 or 8, his mom just decided that she no longer wanted to be responsible for him and called what we call DHS in Philadelphia, called DHS in California and said, come get this child. I'm done. I'm over it. So I wanted to read this book to see, because I thought it would be a good example of how a person does not allow their circumstances to determine their future and how they can overcome and push forward, because the foster care system is hugely flawed. It's so many gaps and holes and things in that system, and not many children come out of it being able to function, let alone succeed. And I wanted to read his book. That's why I picked it up. God Must Have Forgot About Me. I give this book 4 stars. Let me tell you why. One, autobiographies can become redundant. They can talk about the same things over and over again, and they're not, sometimes they're entertaining, sometimes they're just like, no, not so much. This book was entertaining. It was not a constant repetition of how his life was going. He did dive into the foster care system, and he talks about the death of his brother, who was really the one person who decided to take care of him. His father kind of ran out on him and decided he wanted no parts of him. His mom became addicted to drugs and gave up on life at some point and decided that she no longer wanted to take care of her children. And he was put in the foster care system and group homes. And it was this typical story. He had to fight and survive, scratching, surviving, and things like that. But he also had the talents of hustle, which a lot of people don't realize that is a talent. Being a hustler and being able to figure things out is a skill. Is something that everybody cannot do, or everybody does not have the desire to do. He pretty much hustled and BS'd his way into situations. For example, if you do not know, he's very good friends with Queen Latifah. Now, I knew that prior, but I always wanted to know how he became so close to Queen Latifah. And basically, he lied his way to backstage to see her at a concert when he was younger. And then he lied his way to see her again when she was working on Living Single, and he called the studio and said he was her cousin and she just got shot, and they made this whole thing and they stopped production and had her call him back, and he hustled his way into the rooms that he's been in. And I respect that. Sometimes, especially if people of color, we have to move in a certain, direction, and we're shut down at many parts in our journey, but you have to know how to hustle to get over those walls and kick through those doors. And this was a great example of that. This book is a 4-star read. I highly suggest reading it. It is definitely worth the read. My camera's acting stupid. Guys, I still haven't figured out how to fix this camera. Somebody please let me know. The next autobiography that I read was one that I purchased in 2017 and I did not touch until just now. And that was the Autobiography of Gucci Mane by Gucci Mane and Neil Martinez. I give this book 3 stars. 3 stars is my lowest of worth the read scale. If I give it 3 stars, it's just like, it's worth your time. You can skip it, but it's not a total waste of time. The reason why I give this book 3 stars is because it is the total opposite of what I said Jason Lee's book is. It is redundant. It's the same story over and over and over again. I am a fan of Gucci Mane. I love his style of rap. I've been a fan of Gucci Mane since the beginning. I was young. I wasn't young, but I'm a fan. So I wanted to read it because I'm a fan. And I am so proud of his glow up, because I remember when he was out here acting crazy and doing stuff that was clearly the result of his drug addiction. And I love him now. So I really wanted to read this book. It's just repetitive. He talks about his childhood and moving from Alabama, which I did not know he was originally from Alabama, to Atlanta, and getting into drugs, starting his rap career. Again, he was hustler. He made his own lane. He decided that this is what I was going to do, and I'm going to figure out how to do it, and I'm not going to depend on anybody to make it a success. I'm going to do it myself, which I admire about him. And most people who are successful in anything have that in them. But it was just, he gets addicted to drugs. He goes to jail. He gets out of jail. He's still addicted to drugs. He does something dumb again. He goes back to jail. He gets out of jail. He's successful in between, like successful mixtapes, successful albums. But the whole cycle is he's successful. He's still addicted to drugs. He does something crazy. He gets sent back to jail. He comes out, still addicted to drugs, does something crazy, gets sent back to jail. And his last jail stint was 3.5 years, where he decided that, you know, he was done with this cycle. The problem about the autobiography is it could be at least 100 pages shorter. We did not need to go over every single time he goes back to jail because it was the same over and over and over again. I was waiting for the end to happen when he finally got the last sentence from the judge for 3 years, and I wanted more of his relationship with Keisha Kayor, his wife. And I guess, you know, you don't have to give us that personal information, but I always found it interesting that she decided to, you know, be with him, and especially since he had such a reputation of being physically abusive to women and having this huge drug issue, and she was just such a positive person. So I thought it was weird, and I wanted more of their relationship, and it comes at the end of the book, but he doesn't really go into it, and I think we could have done without the third time he ends up in jail from being addicted and doing something stupid, and could have skipped to the last time where he ends up being sentenced to 3 years. That's my only issue with this book. It was just a constant repetitiveness of drugs, jail, out, drugs, jail, out. And in between, you have little droplets of how he accomplished his career and the people he knew and the people, like, I didn't know that the Migos were signed to Gucci first. You know, I didn't know that Will I Made It was one of Gucci's, you know, he kind of got him going. And things like that you don't know behind the scenes of how people are connected in the music industry. You do get some of that in this book, but it was just too much of the going back to jail, going back to jail, going back to jail. And if that's your life, we get it, but we need, as authors and as writers, you need to know when to do, you can gloss over some of those same trips. And it wasn't even details about what happened to him while he was in jail and things like that. It was just, okay, he's addicted to lean. I don't know if it was because of the lean or what. He's kind of bipolar tendencies, but I'll give it 3 stars. If you want to read it, read it. If you don't, you can pass on it. The autobiography, the audible version might be better if you want to just have something to listen to. But it took me a while to get through it because I was over the constant back and forth trips to jail. I didn't need to read about every single one that went on. Okay, guys, that is it. Those are the 2 books autobiographies that I read this year. I tried to read at least 2 autobiographies every year. And I enjoyed Jason Lee's book. Gucci Mane's book was okay. I'm currently reading The Proposal by Jasmine Guillory, the same author who wrote The Wedding Date, and I gave The Wedding Date 4.5 stars. I'm reading her second book in her, I guess, I don't know if this is a series, but I'm reading this book because I just need a love story. With everything that's going on and the social distance that we need, I just need a good old-fashioned sappy, make me want to be anxious for someone's love story. And I'm single, so sometimes we just need those things. So this is what I'm currently reading. Everyone, please try to be safe. This is something new. I think us as Americans, we always feel like it'll never happen to us. We're in the United States. We're just above everything. And this is telling us that it's not. We're not. And we need to sit down. So please, just sit down. Use this time to do something productive. I'm trying to finish my application for grad school. Decluttering my house. I'm cleaning. I'm trying to be productive because, you know, we always complain about not having the time to do things like that. And now we have it. So use it wisely. That's all I got to say. Everybody have a great day. Let me know below if you read these books, if you would like to read these books, if you're reading The Proposal now, what do you think? Comment, like, subscribe. Everybody's worth the read on my birthday. Peace out.